news. Part of South Saunders Street in Raleigh is closed after a car crashes into a utility pole. How the repair work could affect your morning commute.
It's a hot day, but we do have a chance for thunderstorms. I'll walk you through the timeline and show you who has the best chance of seeing some storms.
New questions. Today, Wake County leaders will get additional details about the deal between WakeMed and Atrium Health. Why some warn the partnership will lead to higher medical costs. And welcome to your Monday. It is 6 o'clock. We love that you're up with us in time for the beautiful sunrise. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Levinger. And you know what? We have been having some really good sunrises lately, although
we really have.
I would be okay if we saw more clouds and rain, Elizabeth. I think that's something a lot of people want right now as they're waking up this Monday morning because it's still hot, but we also still have dry conditions.
Oh, yeah. But we need it so much. I was out in my yard. I know my neighbor was. We were out there trying to save, whatever plants we can save. The grass everywhere is turning brown. Of course, the lake levels keep dropping. This cold front will bring us a small chance for showers and thunderstorms, but it's just not going to bring us enough rain to even move the needle on the drought. It's only a 30% chance this afternoon, starting at around 2 or 3 o'clock, and it's not even the entire viewing area. It'll mostly be south and west of the triangle. We take a look at Rocky Mount Mills, not likely to see any of the rain today. Our temperatures are in the low 70s, and our dew point's at 64, so you'll notice it, but it's not high enough to bring us that intense heat index that we can see sometimes during the summer. Yesterday, we hit 99, so it's a little cooler today at 95. One good thing is we do continue to have at least chances for rain. They're not great, really, just 20% in the next few days. But over the weekend, it does climb just a bit, so we'll talk more about how much rain we could see in the next 7 days. Coming up, Ken?
Elizabeth, we continue to follow that breaking news right near downtown. A crash on South Saunders Street. Someone crashed into a utility pole. Let's get right to WRAL's Ali Kadlamar, the WRAL breaking news track. And Ali, what kind of progress being made right now?
Yeah, Kim, within the past 30 minutes, we've seen crews put up a new utility pole, and I'm going to move it out of the way so you can see it. There was a utility pole. It was snapped on the ground. They've just replaced it, and we are also seeing crews work on some of those traffic lights that the car took down along with the crash. Now, we do want to take you to this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. You can see just how badly damaged that car is. You can see the front end is just destroyed. Raleigh police say the driver hit a utility pole and flipped around 1:40 this morning. The driver is expected to be okay, but it did leave a lot of damage to this intersection here. We are seeing that this intersection is shut down. Raleigh police is directing people around it. Ken, what do people need to know about any alternate routes to get around this mess?
Ali, the good news is it's not a heavily traveled area in terms of leaving Raleigh heading to Garner, because there's several other options like Fayetteville Street, even Lake Wheeler or Garner Road, depending on where you are this morning. So just know that there's a detour in place, so you will get around that situation there on South Saunders Street. The good news on I-40 eastbound, we're monitoring some congestion there right now, so that's completely cleared. Likely that incident is off to the side of the road right now, probably completely cleared in the next few minutes or so. But as far as other major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area, sort of a 1-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest. All the other major routes are delay-free at this hour.
Ken, thank you. Today, Wake County leaders will discuss the possible partnership between WakeMed and Atrium Health. County commissioners plan to ask WakeMed executives about the specifics of the merger and how the county would play a role in it. WRL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from WakeMed in Raleigh. And Kelsey, a lot of people are wondering whether this deal would lead to higher healthcare costs.
Yes, Renee, and in just a few hours, Wake County commissioners will ask WakeMed's executives all of the tough questions about this possible merger. Premiums for state government employees and retirees could go up more than $100 per year under this new deal. That's according to state health plan leaders. Meanwhile, WakeMed says the merger would, quote, help hold down costs in a variety of ways, including cutting costs for supplies, medicine, and equipment. The hospital system blames insurance providers for increased health care costs, calling out the state health plan for increasing premiums to cover a more than $1 billion deficit. The SHP executive administrator says Atrium Health charges 15 to 40% more than Wake Med for the same services. Under the proposed deal, Atrium is proposing to create more than 3,000 new jobs and invest $2 billion in the area. State Treasurer Brad Briner says the anticipated higher cost would overshadow that promise.
The whole point is to raise prices so that they can spend it on facilities, and you can be the judge of whether that's worth it.
Wake Med's board voted unanimously to approve this deal back in April. Wake County commissioners will be able to present their questions today at 2:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, the Fayetteville City Council will decide on whether to move forward with a public hearing on data centers. Over the weekend, people in Fayetteville gathered to protest these data centers. The City Council is weighing a proposal on rules for future development. You see, these facilities have raised concerns across North Carolina communities. Some Fayetteville residents are asking city leaders to take more time to study this issue before moving forward.
The truck driver charged in a crash that killed an 8-year-old boy and left another child and adult in critical condition is out on bond this morning. Surveillance video from a nearby camera captured the crash, and we want to warn you that it may be hard to watch. This happened on NC 87 in Harnett County. Troopers say 63-year-old David Cuellar did not slow down at a stoplight and ran into the back of a Hyundai SUV. That caused the SUV to hit a nearby Chevy Tahoe. And now 2 stuffed animals are sitting at the corner of that busy road in honor of the children involved. We spoke with a woman who saw the crash and what happened afterwards.
The community came together, which was a really beautiful thing to see. People were taking crowbars out their cars to try to open the door because the car was like completely demolished. Something needs to be done for sure. There's too many people dying.
Cuellar is now facing charges of misdemeanor death by vehicle and failure to reduce speed. He is due in court in August.
Well, we are following new developments in an election that is gaining nationwide attention. A DOJ investigator says that they are debunking a conspiracy theory right now about the L.A. mayoral race. Rumors have been spreading on social media that Republican candidate Spencer Pratt received no new votes in an updated ballot count. Well, a DOJ official based in L.A. says those rumors are false. Election officials are still counting the ballots from last Tuesday's primary. Incumbent Mayor Karen Bass is in a tight race with Spencer Pratt and Democratic Congresswoman Nithya Raman. Now, the elections in California were at the center of a heated moment between President Donald Trump and ABC's Kristen Welker. Welker pressed the president on his claims of rigged elections, and President Trump eventually stopped the interview. The exchange lasted for a few minutes, but I want to show you just a portion of those tense moments.
The
4
Republicans
days
are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with it.
That's how they count.
You know
the
why they're
votes in
doing that?
California.
Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
I have to do is look. All I have to do is look. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked network. So let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Well, after this moment, President Trump removed his microphone, and Welker urged him to continue that interview, but he eventually walks off. There have been posts online alleging election fraud in California mayoral races, but the claims are under investigation.
The Carolina Hurricanes are looking ahead to Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow night in Las Vegas. The Canes will be looking to even the series after losing in double overtime in Game 3. It was a wild finish in Game 3 on Saturday night after the Hurricanes came back from a 4-0 deficit to tie the game and force overtime. But the Golden Knights made the final shot in the second overtime period. That was the first overtime loss for the Hurricanes in the playoffs this season. The Hurricanes will try to bounce back tomorrow night. The puck drops at 8 o'clock. You can go to the WRAL YouTube channel for all things Hurricanes, from post-game interviews to analysis and fan reaction. Search WRAL on YouTube. Then look for our Carolina Hurricanes 2026 playoff run playlist. Don't forget to subscribe while you're there.
New this morning and only on WRAL, another billionaire investor wants to bring a Major League Baseball team right here to the Triangle. Avenue Sports Fund co-founder Mark Lasry tells WRAL in an exclusive interview he wants to invest in a big league team in Raleigh. Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon has also led an effort to bring a Major League team to the city. Sacramento, Nashville, Vancouver, even Salt Lake City have all launched expansion efforts. And WRAL sports investigative reporter Brian Murphy says the MLB could be forced to take the increased expansion interest from investors seriously.
There's still a lot of hurdles. Major League Baseball says it wants to expand, but they haven't set a timeline for that at all. And they've got to solve their collective bargaining agreement, which expires at the end of this year. It could lead to a lengthy lockout or strike, maybe even risk the entire 2027 season. But once Major League Baseball does get down to deciding which city they want to put a team in, Raleigh should move to the top of the list.
And that could be big for our area. Well, Lasry tells WRAL he would like to be a majority owner of a ball club, but he's open to collaborating with Dundon. And for more on Lasry's interest, you can go to WRAL.com.
A major update from college baseball this morning. The Tar Heels are heading to the College World Series. UNC beat USC over the weekend to advance. 5 other teams have also punched their tickets to Omaha: West Virginia, Troy, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas. The College World Series starts Friday. 6:10 now on your Monday. Middle East strikes. Israel and Iran exchanged missile fire overnight. What we know about the already high tension between the two sides.
Plus, taxes on sports betting. North Carolina has collected hundreds of millions of dollars since it was legalized in 2024. How lawmakers are now looking for an even bigger cut.
It's a warm start out there this morning. We'll see partly cloudy skies as you're heading out the door, but this afternoon, a chance of showers and storms. I'll show you where they're most likely.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
.14, we take a live look at Pittsburgh this morning. Looking absolutely beautiful. That sun just starting to come up behind the buildings here. And of course, their beautiful courthouse right there in view. Our temperatures are mostly in the low to mid 70s this morning. 73 in Southern Pines. It's 72 in Durham and 71 in Wilson. Of course, it was a very hot day yesterday. We hit 99. So a lot of that lingering heat is with us this morning as you're heading out to walk the dog. But the dew point isn't as high as it could be for this time of year. It's kind of middle of the road. We'll hit nearly 90 at lunchtime, and we'll see 95 this afternoon. You're walking the dog this evening, still going to be in the 90s. We do have a small chance for showers and thunderstorms later today, but not everywhere. I'll show you who's more likely to see the rain coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes, and that means we're staying on top of that breaking news we've been following for you since we came on the air. The crash on South Saunders Street, right near South Dawson. Right now, Ali Cadabar telling us that someone hit a utility pole. There's a detour in that area. We're not picking up any delays in the area, but there's several options for you. Lake Wheeler Road, Fayetteville Street, South Wilmington, all alternate routes if you're heading from the Raleigh area to the Garner area at this hour.
And I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center following several new developments in the Middle East right now as things continue to escalate between Israel and Iran. The IDF says that it has intercepted all incoming missiles from Iran so far. This comes as the two sides have traded that fire against each other. Emergency alerts were sent now instructing people in Israel to go to protected spaces and to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, in the last 20 minutes, President Trump has made a short but brief statement here on Truth Social saying Israel and Iran must immediately stop shooting. Of course, this comes as an Iranian official also says the attack is in response to Israel's recent strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon, accusing Israel of violating the ceasefire. Iraq's Civil Aviation Authority also said that they are closing the airspace there for 72 hours.
Laura, thanks for that update. Nobody was hurt when a trailer carrying fireworks exploded on a Tennessee interstate. This is video from the Chattanooga Fire Department of the scene on I-75 over the weekend. So the fireworks started going off after the fire broke out. Traffic was brought to a halt as both the northbound and southbound lanes were temporarily closed. Listen to the fireworks. It's unclear what started the fire in the first place. 5 people were hurt in a stabbing inside New York's Penn Station last night. One victim is in critical condition. Police say they have a person in custody. Investigators say there are no signs of terrorism. They believe the suspect may have mental health issues.
North Carolina has collected more than $287 million in taxes since online sports betting was legalized here in 2024. And now lawmakers want a bigger cut. Lawmakers have agreed to raise the tax rate on the state's legal betting operators. The details are still being negotiated right now as lawmakers look to cover rising costs. This includes planned raises for teachers and other state employees. But the gambling industry is pushing back. They say that higher taxes could lead to worse odds and fewer promotional offers for customers. They also warn bettors could be tempted to turn to illegal options if legal betting becomes too expensive. For more on our breakdown of this effort, you can go to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Across the nation and right here in North Carolina, local news is disappearing. This is the focus of our latest WRAL documentary, Left Uncovered, inside North Carolina's news deserts. At least 8 counties in North Carolina have no original source of local news. 52 counties have just one. Our new documentary investigates what this means for communities.
If we didn't have the local news, we would be lost.
But a public that is less informed can't question government.
We have to have the news. You may not like it at times, but we have to have it.
Our WRAL documentary unit shows you what's being lost and the people fighting to keep local journalism alive. You can watch Left Uncovered inside North Carolina's news deserts Wednesday at 7:30 on WRAL or wherever you stream WRAL.
Yeah, certainly want to support local journalism. We're glad that you're choosing WRAL for your place for news, but also your place for weather. Elizabeth has been tracking the potential for rain this week. That's something we really need right now, Elizabeth.
Oh, we're just desperate. I was out, kind of in the yard this weekend, yesterday afternoon, and just looking at how dry my grass was, and just all around town, grass is dying everywhere. So we're in desperate need of some rain. This cold front is sinking southward, and it's going to bring us a chance, at least in our southern and western counties. We'll take it anywhere we can get it. This front has been producing some pretty significant rain over across parts of Alabama. There's been some flooding, and we don't want to see that. But boy, we could use some rain, and we're just going to see a little bit out of this. Here's Futurecast starting off this morning, and we move it ahead to around lunchtime. We start to see some of the clouds building, and just after lunchtime we see a few isolated cells pop up. This is going to be 1:30 to 2 in the afternoon. Here's 3 o'clock. It's not going to be a big deal for the evening commute because mostly we'll see it south and west of Raleigh and Durham. So Goldsboro, Fayetteville, Southern Pines, Clinton, maybe up through Chatham County. That's about all we'll see, but we'll see those bubbling up anytime between 3 and 4 up to around maybe 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. So it's a 30% chance for it today. It backs off a little tomorrow to 20%, and our temperature drops slightly, and then the temperature ramps way up Thursday and Friday. We're back up to almost 100 degrees, but we do see a better chance of some showers and storms. If you remember last week, our 7-day forecast for rainfall was really minimal, just 1/10 of an inch. We had a very dry week last week, so things are looking better this week, potentially 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches across the viewing area, which we, of course, desperately need. Drought monitor held steady last week. Our northern counties still in extreme and our southern counties in severe, but we'll need to watch that. We, a couple of weeks ago, had a nice batch of rain that fell in our southern counties, but now, the last 30 days, we're only at about 60% of normal rainfall in the south and only about 35% of our normal rainfall across the northern part of our viewing area. So our little pocket of North Carolina from Raleigh northward, this is the worst drought that we've seen since March 2008, and it just continues to look dire. This time of year, really all we get is about a 30 to 40% chance for rain. Getting toward the end of the week, this is going to be of interest to a lot of people too. Those outdoor viewing parties, it's going to be really hot on Thursday for Game 5. Ken?
Oh, Elizabeth, that's 6:21. Let's stay on top of that breaking news near downtown. We're talking about this crash in South Saunders, right near South Dawson Street. Right now, we're being told, Ellie Cadabar telling us that someone hit a utility pole. Right now, detours are in place. So if you're heading out of Raleigh into the Garner area, that's what you're going to run into. So there are detours in place for you to get around that crash. We'll have another live report coming up at the bottom of the hour. But really and truly, all the major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area right now, delay-free.
Ken, thank you. Catching predators. WRAL investigates the surge in online exploitation. why detectives are struggling to keep up, and what parents can do to help protect their children.
Plus, starting over, months after the Painted Tree closure left vendors scrambling, they're finding new ways to reach customers. Why some believe that a permanent home could be on the horizon.
Former Painted Tree vendors were back in business over the weekend after the chain abruptly shut down in April. The closure left many small business owners scrambling to move out their merchandise and find new places to sell. Dozens of those vendors gathered at Raleigh Brewing yesterday for another pop-up market. Vendors say the pop-ups have helped them stay connected with customers while they search for a more permanent home.
We just want to thank everybody for all of the support because it's been really amazing. We're hopeful that there's somebody out there that might be interested in investing in, they've got a whole bunch of vendors that would be available.
One investor is now exploring the possibility of opening a similar marketplace at the old South Hills Mall.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
More records broken for Taylor Swift. And are the Carolina Hurricanes cursed?
All right, to get to the bottom of this mystery, we turn now to WRAL's Ken Smith and what's trending.
All right, we get to the curse in just a bit, but Taylor Swift's new song for the movie Toy Story 5 breaking records. The song I Knew It, I Knew You is Spotify's most streamed country song in a single day by a female artist ever. On Apple Music, it's already the biggest country single of the year.
By now, certainly you've heard of this song now. The song is a tribute to the cowgirl character, Jessie, and Taylor Swift returns to her Nashville roots there. Toy Story 5 releases in theaters on June 15th.
Has a nice ring to it. Like that song a lot. So, WWE star Danhausen putting a curse on the Carolina Hurricanes. And get this, he's requesting what he calls human money to live the curse. Well, the pro wrestler is known for placing curses on his opponents.
And he also apparently lifted a curse on the New York Knicks, but they have now won 13 games in a row on their quest for the NBA championship. So maybe some legitimacy there, but I don't know, man. The Canes, even though they lost game 3, they fought hard and came back from a 0-4 deficit and pushed it into double OT. So
the Canes are going to bust that theory out of the water tomorrow when they win.
Yes.
That's right.
Speaking into existence.
All right, 6:26 now. Raleigh crash. Part of South Saunders Street closed this morning. What we know about the driver and the timeline for getting that section of the road reopened.
Plus, Major League push. Another billionaire is expressing interest in bringing an MLB team to the Triangle. The details you will hear only on WRAL.
And it's going to be another hot day, but at least we have a small chance for rain. It won't be everywhere. I'll show you whether you'll see some of these storms or not.